Nishwita, your feedback. Divyashri, Sai, Manikanta Sai, Narendra.
Yes, sir. It is going very good, sir.
It's going
By
very
chance,
good.
if you miss the class, we have recorded videos also. You can go
Okay.
through the video. And it is very interactive, sir.
Wonderful. Okay. Manikanta Sai.
Yes, sir. It's very good, sir. I'm going to learn new things about the Java. I mean, I don't have a basic knowledge on the Java. By this
Okay.
class,
Okay.
I'm going to learn these things.
Okay. Great. So Nityanand. Narendra.
Sir, it's going great, sir. Getting understanding of each and every topic and revising after the classes, sir.
Okay.
So overall, it's going great, sir.
Great. Tulasi. Okay. All right. Let's recap the. So yesterday we started the files. So yeah, Uday, tell me. Can you just summarize what did we discuss yesterday about?
Sir, yesterday suddenly I have a cut off, sir, with some network issue.
Okay, Kavya, can you just summarize what did we discuss yesterday?
Yes, sir. We discussed about files and writing to the files, reading from the files, streams, sockets, and buffered input streams and buffered output stream.
Okay.
And sequence output stream, data output and input streams.
Okay. So what's the purpose of each of these classes? Did you understand the differences of these different classes?
Yes, sir. We can read and write faster.
Faster
using buffer, sir.
Okay. So how does it reads the buffer? Why buffer is helping to read faster? Akila, did you understand why buffer is helping us to read faster? Okay. Anyone who understands this concept? Buffer reader, how the buffer reader is, Soumya? How the buffer is helping us to read faster? Or anyone? Can somebody explain?
Yes, sir. Buffer acts as the medium between RAM and storage.
Right.
It has some capacity and it writes or reads in one shot.
Okay. Yeah. See, the concept is very simple, right? Basically, the CPU and memory, they are used during the runtime, and your files are located in the hard disk. So the file IO, reading and writing from the file, is always 10 times slower than reading and writing from the memory. So how the buffer works is basically without buffer, every byte is directly written to the hard disk, or every byte is directly read from the hard disk. So the buffer, what buffer does is, while writing, you write to the buffer continuously. Once the buffer is full, write to the file. While reading again, you read the big chunk into the buffer, and whenever you read it, next byte, you read it from the buffer. That's why buffer is helps you in reading and writing things faster. That is the purpose of buffer reader and buffer writer. Right? Okay. So what is the purpose of data input stream and data output stream? Soumya, Rakila, or Nishwita. See, I see that Nishwita does very well in exam, but she doesn't talk. Nishwita, are you there? Manikanta Sai.
Data output stream is used to write the integer.
Only integers?
And also
primitive data types.
Primitive data type, boolean, char, double.
All the primitive data types. So what is the purpose of data input stream and output stream? All the primitive data types can be return to the file and read from the file in the same order in which you have written it. And the file type that it generates is called binary type, right? So if you use the file input stream and file output stream, write the text string, it will be a text file. But what are the data that you write using data input stream and data output stream? The file is called the binary files gets generated. That's the difference. Okay. All right. So that is about the files. And what is the purpose of the files? Fundamentally, purpose is the file is permanent data storage, right? So file is a permanent data storage. That's why all the data that any information that you want to permanently store it, you store it using the files. File, there is not much difference between files and database. Only thing is few differences are database is much more secure. It can be controlled, accessed, and the queries and all can be, data can be queried using the SQL. That's the difference between the storing it in a file versus storing it in the database. All right. So today we're going to talk about reader and writer classes. Yesterday we briefly talked about what is the difference. So can somebody tell me what is the difference between stream, input stream, output stream versus reader and writer? Kavya, did you understand the difference? Or who understood the difference between input output stream versus reader writer? Did any of you understood the difference? Narendra? Uday? All right. So the difference between input stream and output stream is it will be byte by byte is written to the file and read from the file. That is called input stream and output stream. And the byte size is 8 bits. In case of a reader and writer, it is a character by character is written and file. What is the size of the character? 16 bits. Okay. So we also briefly talked about ASCII code versus Unicode. Did anyone know the difference between ASCII code versus Unicode? Understood the difference?
Unicode
sir.
has 16 bits. It accepts universal languages.
Okay, so what is the purpose of the Unicode? Why do we use Unicode?
To store, write or read as characters.
Yeah, the purpose of Unicode is basically it helps you to store and read all the world different languages. Urdu, Telugu, Hindi, English, all the words, Spanish, French, the data in this thing. Each of these characters of the different languages has a unique number. The way that A has 65, B is 66, like that. So at the end of the day, everything is a number, right? So how does the computer deal with everything? Computer understands only zeros and ones, binary, right?
Binary language, sir. It understands only
Yeah,
binary
does it
languages.
understand
Converts it.
ABC? It doesn't understand ABC.
No, sir. It converts into
Exactly. So
ASCII
everything is
code.
converted into a number and number is converted into zeros and ones. Right? So that is how the computer
Yes, sir.
processes the information, process or stores or transforms the information. Right? So the Unicode is the one that you can use it to store all the world languages. You can type it in Telugu, Hindi, English and all. That is what is called the Unicode. Unicode is 16-bit and ASCII is 8-bit. ASCII you can store 127 combinations. The Unicode is 16,000 combinations, right? Okay. So now reader and writer. Okay, let us go through the reader and writer classes.
Read access memory.
So these are all yesterday we discussed about this. So these are all, okay. File reader, file writer. So what is the superclass? So in case of a streams, input stream and output streams are superclasses. They are all called abstract classes. So, and in case of a character classes, reader and writer are supreme classes. They are called abstract classes. So the file reader and file writer are child classes of file reader is a child class of reader class and file writer is the child class of writer class, right? So these are all the methods of file return and print. Yesterday we have seen it close. What is the purpose of close? Any file that you create, you have to open the file, read the data, write the data and close it. Similarly, you have a close method. And so what are the methods you have in the file writer? You have write. You can write the character array or you can write the integer. You can write the string. You can also write the substring. That is, this method is substring. You can write the portion of the string. So these are all the write methods available in the file writer. So what are the methods available in the file reader? Again, close, read. You can read the character array. You can read part of the character array. You can also read this thing. And you can, these are all the reset thing. So those are all we'll see later. So the fundamental operation you need to look at it, write and read, right? So buffered reader and buffered writer. So we discussed about purpose of buffered. So there in case of a buffered input stream or buffered output stream, the purpose of any buffer is to read the data from the file into the buffer and from the buffer into the memory for processing. While writing also, you write from the CPU the memory into the buffer, and then once the buffer is full, write to the file. So that's why it's faster. So the new additional operation that is available called new line. So if you want to insert a new line, you use the new line, right? So you want to insert a new line and write the content in line by line. You use the method called new line and write the character, single character, and you can write the portion of the character, again a portion of the string, and flush and close. So these are all the various operations available in the buffered reader and writer. So what are the other classes available in reader? Character array reader, character array writer, string reader, string writer, print stream, and print writer. What is the character array reader and writer? This is if you are reading from the file, you can, and you want to all the file content, put it in a character array. You can use the character array reader. All the file, let's say your file has a lot of text and you want to read all the text and put it in as a characters, you can use the character array reader. Similarly, you want to read the lot of file content, put it in as a list of strings, you can use the string reader. So print stream and print writer, they're all for formatted text, right? So the formatting, you want to have the floating as 2 decimals or 3 decimals, right? So or double as float decimals or all those things are methods are available, print stream and print writer. Okay, let me just go through the code, show it in the code of this. Okay, let's look at the reader example. Okay, so let's look at the writer example first. So it's the same as yesterday we saw file to write the stream. It's called file output stream. Instead of the file output stream, we use a class called file writer, right? And then pass the same again earlier yesterday also we pass the file path of the file as the parameter. New, create the file writer object. This W is the writer object, and then you write using the write, pass the string to write the content, and then close it. So this will be written to the file. Okay, so let's run this and see the program. Okay, so this is the files is the folder. So now if you go back and look at this folder. So we have files. So in this file, so we have written the output text. If you look at it, at 11:25 a.m. we have written the file. So I love my country. Right? That's the file is created. So now if we go back and change this. So if I run it again, right? So now if I open this file, see, this new content is written. So this is how the file content will be used to retrieve. So what are some of these real life examples? Can somebody think of these real life examples when we will be needing this? Can somebody tell me what are the examples when, what kind of a data we can write to the file?
Bank account statement.
Exactly, right? So the bank account statement, right? So yeah, absolutely. So the employee details, so the company wants to have all the employee details, store it in a file. What do? So they read it from the database and write to the file, right? So these files are, we discussed about a couple of examples, remember? What was the example that earlier we discussed? We said the university needs to receive all the students and staff details from, or let's say JNTU has to receive all the data of all the students studying in engineering colleges. Two things. So how do they send each of these? There are 200 engineering colleges under JNTU. How does the JNTU receive this 200 information? We discussed about this example earlier.
ESP files, comma separated files.
Exactly, right? So each college will, so the college has, where is the college, where does the college maintain the student information?
Database.
In the database. So what does the college
Database.
do? College reads the data from the database and write to the file. So what do they do? Somebody must have written a program, connect to the database, read the data and generate the CSV file. So generate the CSV file, write to the file. So like this, every college create their CSV file and all these files are sent to the university. Right? So the writing to the file is something that is required everywhere. So what are the other examples? You're all familiar with the which soap do you all use? You all use soaps and paste,
Mysore
right?
soap.
Colgate paste,
Yes.
Colgate soap. Okay.
Patanjali.
So how does this who manufactures this Colgate? So Colgate paste and all, how does the products are actually reach the grocery store? Any idea?
With invoices.
No. See, some Colgate manufactures this paste, right?
Yes.
So how does the paste manufactured by Colgate reaches the buddy coat or a small grocery store? How does it reach?
Transport.
Export, sir.
Huh?
Transport.
Export.
Directly, does the Colgate directly transport it to a small store?
Yes, sir. By changing the hands, by transporting or exporting the product, we can get, sir.
No, but how does the supply chain work? Does anybody have you heard of the term supply chain?
Yeah. Dealers will order the required amount.
Exactly, right? So the Colgate will have a list of dealers. and they supply to the dealers. Dealers in turn supply it to the this
Customers.
grocery store. Right? So now the Colgate has to know how many Colgate pastes sold by each dealer every day. How do they get that information? So Colgate has hundreds
Data,
of
sir.
thousands of dealers are available. Correct?
Yes.
So how do they get that information? How does Colgate know at the end of every day, today, how many Colgate toothpastes are sold? How do they get that information?
The total data from the dealers. What is the quantity?
Exactly. So every day, what does the dealer do? At the end of the day, he will send a information, what all products, how many products he sold it to the small grocery stores. So like this, that he sends a file to the Colgate. So Colgate receives thousands of files across from thousands of dealers. So what does Colgate do? It reads all the data, computationally compute how many Colgate paste 100 grams are sold, 200 grams are sold, 300 grams are sold. That's how Colgate can determine how many products are sold today. Correct? So that is what is called the information exchange. So information exchange happens through the files. Right? Is it clear now? Basically the usage of these files, how do the files have, are being utilized in the real world? Uday?
Good.
Did you understand? Prashant, did you understand? Kavya, did you understand the usage of this in the real world?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Understand? Okay. So this is on the file writer. So you write the file now. Similarly, reader is also exactly same. So you have to create the reader object. So for the file reader, you send the file and then you read the thing. You continuously read until end of the file. What is the end of the file condition? When it is written -1, then you know that it read entire data. Then close the reader. Okay. So this is a standard way of reading and writing the file. Okay. Right. Then buffer reader is also same. You have your file reader, then the buffer reader, then read it, close the buffer reader and file reader. Similarly, you have buffer reader and buffer writer. So now let's look at the thing that we have not seen. Scanner. How do you read the data from user? From the console. What is the console? How do you give the input and read the data from the console? Right? So what are the standard system defined input, output and error? So there are 3 standard input and output. What are those? They are called system.in, system.out and system.error. What is system.in? System.in is your keyboard. System.in is your keyboard. System.out is your console. The system.error is also your console. Did you all understand? Understand this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is keyboard? So if you want, so you want to read the input from the user, one thing you ask the user to enter the input, and the user enters the input, you read the input and then process it. What is the output? So then whatever is the, so we are seeing, where are we seeing? Our code we are seeing in the console, right? The browser output, where are we seeing in the console, right? So console is used for, one is for the output, second is called the errors. Second is the error. Okay. So what kind of errors do you actually come across? Do you all have experience in errors?
Yes, sir. Syntax errors.
Okay, that is on the programming side. But in the real world, have you come across the, while doing, using the softwares, have you come across any errors?
Yeah, when the expected input is not in right format.
Okay. So no, but during the online banking, have you come across errors? Or Swiggy, during the Swiggy orders or Zomato orders or Uber using the, have you come
Network
across
errors.
any error messages?
Server busy.
Hmm?
Server busy.
So server is
Server
busy.
busy.
That is okay. That is one kind of an error. What are the other errors did you come across?
Item out of stock.
Network error.
Okay, item out of stock, network error, right? So these are all called error conditions, right? So we've discussed it yesterday. Errors are either the software errors because of the wrong coding, right? Null pointer exceptions, array index out of exceptions, because you have written the code wrong, instructions you given. That are all called bugs. Other errors are beyond your control, right? Memory is full, hard disk is full, network is down, database is down. Those are all the beyond your control errors, right? So now let's look at it. How do we read the input from the user? So then for that, this is a special class called scanner. This class exists in java.util package. The scanner class exists in java.util package. Okay. All the other classes we have seen it in java.io package. So for example, if you go back at what is the package? This is, if you look at it, what is the java dot? What is the package? Did you all understand? We've discussed about package, right? What is the package? Okay, so this is the package. If you look at it, so where are we storing these files? So now if you go to com.javafs2.cls, so what is actually package? Now if you go by open the file, this thing. So where are the files located? So this Eclipse workspace, JavaFS2, SRC, JavaFS2, right? SRC, com, JavaFS2, CLS. So now if you look at the files. So what is the folder structure? If you notice what is the folder structure you are saying here? If you notice what is the folder structure there? Com, Java FS2, CLS, file reader. And look at the package. What is it? Com dot Java FS2 dot CLS dot files readers. You understand now how the package is being converted to a folder structure? Understand, Prashant?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Akash, Swati is not joining nowadays. What happened? Akash, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, certainly.
So Swati is missing from the class. What happened?
Actually, yesterday he was there in class, sir.
Hmm.
Today he was not attended. I will call, sir.
Okay, just check it out. Okay.
Okay.
So the relationship between package and folder structure is this. So if you look at the package, this you have com.java fs2.cls.file readers that is being created as a folder. Com is the folder. Under com you have Java fs2. So under that CLS and file set. That is the this thing. So anything that starts with Java dot, what are they called? Anything that starts with Java dot are called?
Packages.
No, anything that starts with Java dot are called library files. What are they called? Library packages. Right? Library packages. What is the purpose of library? They are reusable classes. So they are provided by the Java system. Right? So the IO package code and the network, all the math library, they're all the library package codes that are provided by the Java system. So they all starts with Java dot. Okay. So you cannot, you can never create a package. You should never create a package that starts with Java dot. You should always create the packages to start with com dot. Okay. All right. So let's look at the class. So now how do you read the thing? So you have to scanner. For the scanner, you have to pass system.out in as a parameter. You have to pass system dot to read the data from the user, you have to pass system.in as the user. Then this in scanner has the methods, or there are scanner has multiple, depends on what are the methods scanner has. It has, so you can read, depends on all the primitive data types. Right? So you see the methods, it has next big decimal, Boolean, you can read the Boolean data, double, float, int, long, short. So these are all the methods available. So the moment you say that next, so the next, there are two methods. One is next or next line. The moment you say next line, the entire line will be taken as input until the new line character. If you say next, so the scanner will read up to space character. The default is called space, right? Next input it is asking is integer. It is looking for the double. So now if you're, so it wants to string. What are the three inputs it is expecting? Name, age, and salary. Right? So now let me run this. Is it giving error? Okay. So if you run this, okay, so now the name, right? It has three inputs. So now we have to give rain 43 98760. Okay, so now it has taken three inputs. Name, so the space, the default scanner uses the space to differentiate the three inputs. So you have given Suren space 43 space 96. That's why name is taken as Suren, age is taken as 43, and salary is taken as 987602. So that is the in one sentence you can give the entire input using the scanner. How many understood this? Kavya, did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Prashant, did you understand this, Prashant? Others, Akila. How many of you understood this scanner class? Nishwita, Devender, Divyasri. Okay, all right, so no questions. So that is about the scanner class. All right. Okay. So there is another way so there is a second way of reading the data is using called input stream reader. The input stream reader also you can pass system.in as the input. So what is the input that system.in? The system.in is called default file input stream. System.out is called file output stream. System.error is file output stream. So using this also you can read the console this is another way to read the input from the console. So if you look at it, so thing. Okay. So the BR read line buffer read method called read line, and it reads the whatever you entered, it goes to the name field and then you can print it. Okay. So with this, we have covered the complete file, all the important file related stuff. Okay. Any questions on all the entire files concepts? Okay, if you do not have any more questions, I'll have to close the class today. I have some other work. Let's, if you have no more questions, we will have a quick quiz and then we'll close the class. If you have a questions, then I'll answer it. Otherwise, we'll start the quiz.
Question, sir.
Okay, great. All right. Okay, today's quiz is this.